Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and today we're going to take a first look at Beta Ray Bill on the APK test server, brought to you by the Netmarble Star Creator Program. Now, here's the thing, guys. Remember, Cosmic Ghost Rider kind of looks bad. Richard Rider is obviously bugged on his third skill. And now they want you to tier 3 Star-Lord. He's not free, by the way, but they want you to mostly tier 3 Star-Lord in order to get Beta Ray Bill. So yeah, there's a lot of downs, not a lot of ups in this update, but we need to know how good Beta Ray Bill is, because it's obviously a hefty price to get him. So he has to be worth the price of entry, right? With all the other epic quests, sure, there were costs involved, like Black Antimatter, Chaos Norn Stones, Gold, research missions, Phoenix Feathers, etc. But we never had to use CCF, Tier 3 materials, or Titan records. So it's a shame. It's a real shame that Star-Lord's not a free Tier 3. I think he really should have been a free Tier 3. But we'll talk about that after we see the patch notes. So, Beta Ray Bill. I have him at level 55, 5-star Awakened. Why is he not higher, Cynicalex? Why don't you have Might of Uru unlocked so we can know, A, how good the skill is, and B, which characters you need to have at 6 stars, level 60 or tier 2 or whatever, in order to be able to unlock this? Well, in order to do that, you have to finish the epic quest, and in order to finish the epic quest, I have to play Danger Room, and on the APK we can't play Danger Room. It's bugged. When you try to zone in, it just crashes. So yeah. So I can't give you the full assessment and the full evaluation of Beta Ray Bill until we get that Awakened ability and until we see how, what this cost is. A lot of people are worried that you're going to need Odin at 6 stars. That would be a really dirty trick for them to pull, and that would make this update even greedier than it already is. And this is already a pretty greedy update. Like, you've got a 6,600 crystal character right here. You've got multiple $1,000 uniforms that don't seem to be as amazing as you would think. It's not a Rogue or a Hawkeye or a Winter Soldier level upgrade for these characters. You are forced to tier 3 Star-Lord in order to get Beta Ray Bill. And oh yeah, the Future Pass. You get the Mythic Future Pass coming. So anyways, hopefully they're not that greedy. Hopefully the requirements here are like, THOR, level tier 2, level 60, Jane Foster, level 60, and like, I don't know. Maybe, I mean, if they were jerks, they'd put Richard Rider there, tier 2. But maybe Angela or Loki or something like that. There's a lot of characters that they can choose from that are not Odin. I know Odin's in the skill, but yeah, the characters are in skills and they don't get chosen for the Awakened ability, right? So we don't have to necessarily think about it that way. But we can still assess Beta Ray Bill on the test server on the APK for what he does have at this level. Now, he is native tier 2, so he is going to be compared immediately to other native tier 2 characters. As a universal, he'll also be compared to Silver Surfer. I think he is almost fully PvE oriented and not PvP oriented. I may be wrong about this, but he's missing a lot of the key ingredients for a strong PvP character. Now, he does have one heal on Corbinite Strength. He's got 30% damage reduction. The 30% damage reduction is not bad, but he's got that one heal, and it's sort of like the Deadpool heal. When he drops below 45%, he'll basically heal up all of his HP once, and that can trigger every 2.5 minutes. That's good for like world boss or like maybe squad battle. It's terrible for PvP. The PvP matches don't last 2.5 minutes. Characters just do way too much damage. So this is probably never going to matter for PvP. And then he doesn't have any penetration. So not having any penetration, not having a reliable heal, not having iframe ignore, not having a revive, you can start to see how he's not a very good character for PvP. And also his passive, ignore defense and lightning damage. Like, this is such a lame tier 2 passive. They really need to come up with something better than this. He doesn't have any skill damage, bonus damage. Like, seriously. And why isn't he immune to lightning damage? That's another thing. Like, you compare to his, I know he's a different kind of character. He's cosmic, but he's got immunity to incapacitation, he's got reflect, and he's got damage reduction. And then over here, he's got a revive. Compare that to Beta Ray Bill. Like, okay, let's look at Dr. Doom here. We've got penetration, super armor, all defense, skill damage, bonus damage, and then a revive. So yeah, I feel like his passive is really lame with the ignore defense and the 30% lightning damage. This is so lazy. I hate ignore defense as a passive effect. It's very, very bad. So yeah, that's disappointing. But then his skills are actually quite strong for PvE content. For PvE content, he does seem a lot like Apocalypse with a combination of different levels of resistance down. So mind resistance down. He has mind resistance down here. He's got shock damage here. He's got more. Oh no, he doesn't have mind resistance here. He has damage increase. He's got a damage proc here, sort of like Dr. Octopus or Superior Octopus. Plus he has 5 seconds of immunity. And then he has lightning resistance down here and lightning resistance down here with all defense down. So he has the coveted double stack. So he stacks down lightning resistance and all defense down. He also has a 2-second ignore immunity paralysis, which is nice. Invincibility, and it's on a 16-second cooldown. So, you know, every 8 seconds you can spam that. This one has a 40-40 all defense, all speed crit rate buff on top of that. So he can make very good use of a CTP of Rage because it'll be very easy to cap his crit rate. So you can just put everything else into dodge. And because he has so much ignore dodge, you should actually probably want to roll a Hawk's Eye. Now, because you want to roll Hawk's Eye, he's going to get the extra dodge and the cooldown because you don't need the ignore defense. So again, that dodge is going to help you. So he seems very suited for Rage. But I think he can work with other obelisks here. But yeah, lots of self buffs and lots of all, well, lightning resistance down, elemental resistance down, and then a little bit of all defense down. I've got a CTP of Judgment on him just to sort of clean up his attacks so we don't worry too much about the procs. I'm going to take you to some content now. But yeah, he seems very strong for PvE content. I don't know how he's going to do in PvP content. I don't think he's going to be doing very well. But we're basically capped on ignore defense and cooldown. We're like way over capped on ignore defense. I would not be surprised if we're like 15% over capped. The Uru there are just for the capping of those important basic stats. So we're gonna go up against Ebony. We're gonna go. He's level 55. You know what? Let's go to level 40 just to show off how strong he is. Level 39 actually. He's quite strong. Now we're using 2 supports here. We're using Phyla-Vel support, and we are using the Ghost Panther support. But we're also going to need to bring in 5 strikers. The reason why we have to bring in 5 strikers is because he's under level 60. When you're under level 60 against World Boss Ultimate, you basically all your attacks get dodged. You basically can't hit the boss. So we need 100% ignore dodge to overcome that. So the strikers are going to add a tiny bit of damage, but it's basically negligible. Now we want to open up with the 4th skill because of that's the 100% lightning damage down. And then we want to go into, we didn't actually apply the lightning damage down. Okay, or the lightning resist down. Cool. But as you'll see here, his 5th skill is nice. I like his 5th skill. I like the animation on 5. And you can sort of cancel those skills together. But the stacking of the damage is actually really nice. And once you get going, well, if we don't get guard broken constantly, once you get going, he starts to do a lot of damage. Now, we didn't bring any mind control strikers. So Ebony is going to iframe from time to time. But Beta Ray build does a decent job of keeping himself safe with the immunity and invincibility. And you can sort of spam all of his skills and get some decent damage going just off that. And this is level 55 character, keep that in mind. So he's not even finished. This is pre-awakening skill ability as well. He doesn't have super armor though. He only has the invincibility on 5. So that's another sort of disappointing thing about a native tier 2. I don't think any native tier 2s should come without super armor. I think it's just a basic necessity for characters to have. Now, Ebony's being super annoying here. I don't think we can actually clear this without mind control because of, well, you know, maybe we can. Wow. So yeah, his damage is good enough at level 55. So I think you're still gonna have to spend the tier 3 materials for Star-Lord. I don't think, maybe he'll be usable without that. But yeah, I just don't know how strong he's going to be. He's probably going to be as strong, if not stronger, than Thor. I think that's a definite possibility. He plays a little bit differently than Thor. But he's going to be a great striker for Thor as well, because I believe he does his 5th skill as a striker, which means you're going to get that. Oh, I think he's dead. Yeah, as a striker, you're going to get that lightning damage, all defense down. Let me just double check his striker skill. He's got a very strong 5th skill with all that damage. But let me just see here. He's going to be all the way over in the lightning section. You know what? I think this is the faster way to get to the lightning section. I'm pretty sure he does his 5th skill as a striker. See here. No, he does 4. Ah, dang. I thought he did 5. Well, you still get the -1 up to -50. Did I say to open with 4? That was a mistake. No, you open with... Oh, it lists -40, but it's actually -100. Right. Okay, it's that whole bug. Yeah, it's so he's got a cap of minus 100 on 4. That's why I wanted to open with Stormbreaker Strike. So yeah, Beta Ray Bill does seem like a pretty decently strong character. He obviously doesn't have a lot of value in the meta right now because we have a ton of characters that are good against Ebony, but that's what I featured him against because he's elemental damage and it's energy attack, so he's just perfect for Ebony. He may be able to do other world bosses. I don't know if he has some sort of hidden physical attack on some of his skills because he uses the hammer a lot like Thor does. But outside of that, he seems okay for squad battle, to be honest with you. He might be a decent investment if you don't want to go all in on someone like Dr. Doom, although he's, you know, he doesn't really fit a niche type. He is an alien universal hero, but so is Thor. The only difference being, nope, they're exactly the same. They both have the leadership tag. So yeah, actually Beta Ray Bill and Thor are almost identical in what they're going to be able to give you. So if you already have Thor tier 3, for example, Beta Ray Bill may be better than Thor. There's a high chance that Beta Ray Bill will be better than Thor just because although they both do lightning damage, Thor only has lightning resist down on one skill, which is Thunder Blow, right? He only applies, you can see 15% minus 45 for 10 seconds, whereas Beta Ray Bill can have at least minus 45 up for the entire fight, for the full duration of the fight, and you can easily scale that up, right? If you use 4, which sets the 100% bar, and then you start using other skills here, 5 has 3% on each hit, and then 2 has, is it 2? 3? No, 1? 1 has another 6% on each hit, so if you cancel 5 into 1, you can easily stack up, you know, 30, 40, 50% on top of whatever Thor was giving you. So you could easily hit like minus 60, minus 70. So I do think, my guess, on top of the fact that he has a self-buffing leadership, my guess, and that's going to go up to 60% when he's at 6 stars awakened. My guess is Beta Ray Bill will just be a stronger version of Thor. So if you don't have Thor, if you never built up Thor, if you ignored Thor, then I think Beta Ray Bill is a great investment. And of course, you know, finishing the epic quest is up to you as to whether you want to tier 3 Star-Lord. But outside of that, you may just skip this. You may just want to skip this epic quest. It's kind of sad to say that for Marvel Future Fight, but they just don't give us any content where these characters are actually not only useful but necessary, right? Anything that Beta Ray Bill can do, Thor is just going to do slightly worse. So you know, if you're just aiming for 800,000 in squad battle and there's an alien male, like let's say they haven't changed the requirements or the sort of the different requirements here, but let's say they do change them, right? And they make it alien universal male. So you'd basically be choosing from alien universal male hero, because if it's alien universal male, you can also choose Thanos. But let's say they do hero. So then you have the option of basically, well, you have Silver Surfer as well. Like there's just so many universal alien males that Beta Ray Bill is not really bringing a lot new to the table. So I'm a little bit disappointed that he doesn't have something else to his name besides just the regular, you know, lightning damage and lightning resist down and all defense down. It's a nice combination to see both lightning resist down and all defense down, and he is a great combo and striker for Thor, which is nice if you're a Thor fan, so that does please that audience. But for people who just chase the meta, for people who are just interested in like high scores for different game modes, I don't really see Beta Ray Bill making a ton of noise there. That doesn't speak for, or that doesn't include the value of Might of Uru. Depending on how much damage this does, it could spike his value, but as you can see, the skill doesn't really do a lot new here. It just adds more lightning resistance down, which he doesn't need more of, he already has a ton of, and then more paralysis, and then buffs. He already has all of those things on his base kit. So if there's something new and interesting on his awakening skill, like that it does something new, maybe that'll make him better. But I don't see him making much noise in PvP. And then, like I said, he is already competing with a lot of strong alien universal males like Thanos, Thor, and Silver Surfer. I was going to say Wolverine. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of Beta Ray Bill. Is he a pass or is he a go? Hit me up. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.